Hello and welcome to Buckman's Model Mania. Today I'll be working on the Ghostbusters Ecto 1 from Fanhome at this point. Used to be from Eagle Moss. Issue 1 or issue 33, stage 126. And we're going to be working on the gurney some more. Here's the gurney right now, or as it stands so far. First thing I got to do is obviously get the parts out of the pack. And this is actually the last stage for this pack. There's quite a few. I see a lot of screws and I see quite a few plastic parts. Really, really impressed with how this gurney has gone together so far. And nothing there. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. I believe those are the stands for the proton packs. Those should be attachment points for the legs. AM, EP, AP, FM. And these are more YP screws. YP has gotten a lot of YP screws in the last few issues. The triangular mount piece, pieces, the C-clip, half moon shape for one of the legs. These should all be metal except for the wheel and this cylinder here. Okay, so let's get started. First thing we got to do is same thing we've done a number of times. I think like 5 times or so. Go ahead and flip this over, turn it around towards me. No, only 4 times so far. This will be the 5th time to do the one of the wheels, and I really like the way that they did it. So I got 2 screws there. Put that one back over there because there's one more FM screw that's got to be used. Dip the screw into the oil. Get it started just before the threads start coming through. Matter of fact, probably went a little bit far, so I backed it out. Slide the wheel down inside. Tighten it up, making sure that I'm off center. Key thing is I want to make sure that I'm not catching the wheel. There's a little bit of a burr on there. Catching the center of the wheel, but not anywhere else, so that the wheel turns freely. Just like that. We're going to find that spot. I was going to use the X-Acto, but that's not going to work because it's such a small spot. It's enough to notice, not enough to use a blade to cut off. A little bit of a no longer shiny spot there, but it rolls fine. So we got that. Now we're going to bring the gurney over here, set it down, wipe off the excess oil from the wheel. And this I've gotten down to almost a science. Take this flat side, the sanding stick, not the sanded side with sandpaper on it, or sandpaper on it. Set it on there, put the clamp on there, and that is an FM screw And I'm actually getting ahead of myself, but that'll be fine. Because the AM screw is supposed to be holding on the one of the leg parts. Doesn't matter what order they're in as long as they go on. So very carefully put this down in here. Once it starts threading on there, I can take the sanding stick out, grab a hold of this, tighten it down, and it is snug. It doesn't just free fall, but it's there. So then this part, I skipped over this, is going to go on here like this. The AM screw is going to go in. Let me see something. It is coming from the outside. So you'll actually see it. Come on. Love when these bags don't want to cooperate. Grab one of the two AM screws out of there. Set that bag up there because that's all. I've got the spare screw there. Put this on here. If I remember right, should thread in. Yeah, it threads in on here. Dropped it. Just moving it to where it's more convenient for me to actually attach it. Tighten it down. And if I ever go over something too fast and you have questions, feel free. Please leave comments. So that's on there. Looks a lot like this one. Okay, so the next part is going to be this, along with this. And I pointed this out before. I'll point it out again. You got a square end, you got a round end, larger hole, smaller hole. The smaller hole is going to go that side to the inside, or the larger hole is going to go to the inside. The outside is where the smaller hole goes. And that goes on there with an AP screw. So put the AP screw on here. Matter of fact, I can close the oil for the day because there are no more M screws in what I'm working on. Tighten this down. It's a little bit snug, but it works. Put it on here. Let's go ahead and lay this down. Put this on here. That should be 4 YP screws. I have a ton of YP screws this time. There's 3. One more. And I'm doing this out of sequence like I have before, simply because it's easier to put this C-clip on here when it's firmly attached. So let me go ahead and, if I can get it to keep from taking off somewhere. So we're going to, come on, get that one started. Get all 4 of them started before I tighten any of them down. Of course, it would be good if it was over the hole. What would also be good is if it was on right. Right now it's on wrong. It's supposed to be on there like this. I was putting it on 90 degrees out. Which would not have worked at all. Got the screw that's holding the arm there facing the inside. And with this one, I can go back and tighten all the screws down. And now I'll put this on. Double check, it should be facing the outside towards me. That is using a silver EP screw. This will chew my fingers up just a little bit while I'm trying to put it on. So tighten it down. Okay. Bring this back up here. Bring this part over. Clip it on just like that. Okay, just looking, make sure I've got everything done. And I'm skipping over reading most of this stuff. I do every time. I'm looking, there it is. It's like, where is that last piece? So this is going to be, you can take an AP screw here. That's the last of the AP screws. And you're going to put it on this part right here. It's just going to push on there like that. And with, according to the book, with the point down, you're going to come in from this side. And it will only go through one side correctly because the hole's smaller over on this side. Tighten that down. And it looks like that. Now you're going to take this. I didn't realize that earlier. I've actually got got a screw pointing to the outside. Not sure I'm really a fan of that. I'm going to take 2 YP screws. Before I attach them, I'm going to put the part down into the cylinder. I'm going to put the screw in here. Come on. Dancing all over the place. Put the other screw in the front. Tighten it down. And now these wheels will collapse. So this last piece, they have you leave it loose. I don't like the idea of leaving it loose. Let's see. I'm going to have to take it back off, but what I am going to do, because it goes on with a YP screw, I have spare YP screws. And I'm not going to put all 4 in. I'm going to loosely put in 2 YP screws holding that in place. Otherwise, You could, with the size of it, it very easily could get lost. Storing it right here, I don't have to worry about it getting lost. So now let me lay this down. It's actually kind of funny. They have the gurney standing up. Let me see if it will actually stand up at this point. It will stand up on its own. But what they got you, they have you doing is you got 4 screw holes and a pin. I want to make sure that's facing in. I'm going to go ahead and collapse the wheels. And all 4 of these, actually there's only one way it can go. All 4 of these will go on here like this. Each one has 4 screws and a pin. Interesting to note, there is a second hole, an extra hole right here. Don't know what that's for yet. So now that those are all on there, let me get out the YP screws and we'll attach them. We'll just get a stack of them out. Need 16 of them. Not sure I have 16 out, but we'll see what happens. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Get these all tightened down. Go ahead and work on one down on this end instead. You can see that it's missing that one wheel, but it does roll with only the 3 on it. Whoops, wasn't looking, and it took off. Tighten all of these down. 2 screws left, I need 6 more. And there's 8 screws. Actually, there are enough spare screws that I didn't have to go into the ones that were left over to be able to lock those down. Lock that one part down on the bottom. There's number 4 going in there. Oops. The last one fell off because it's not attached at all. It's just a little bit quicker to grab it with my hand like this. I really do like this. I mean, they could have done something completely different. This, people could look at this and say, yeah, it's just a high parts count. They made you build a lot of stuff that they could have done for you just so that you feel like you did something. And I agree, but I don't, because it's very detailed. It is unlike another part work where they just gave you all these windows on the Enterprise D to make you feel like you were doing something. I was not at all impressed with the Enterprise D. I'd have finished it had Eagle Moss never gone under. But when Eagle Moss went under, I was like, that's it. I'm done with this one, even if they do bring it back. So now, and I would, but I don't know if these are YP screws or not for sure. So I'm not going to put any of those on there. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put this pin in here, set this on here. Actually, there we go. Just so that they're out of harm's way, because I'm not going to have this rolling around, bouncing all over the place and getting broken. Make sure that they're out of harm's way. Let me put this one on here. Line up the screw holes on both sides. Lay that down. Note to self, next time just grab a longer piece. Do the same thing on this side. Lay it down. The reason I'm doing this is just to see. You got this one gap in the or what is it? Unlicensed nuclear accelerator. That should fit on there, I believe. Maybe not. I know that's where the proton packs are going to go. Am I putting it on there upside down? There should be somehow that these will actually sit on there. I'm trying to remember. It says danger, so that's upside right. So it's not actually, it looks like it may not actually latch on there, which is unfortunate. It's a second screw I took off of there. I did not do there are multiple ways to do this. I did my own mod, and I'll probably do something to hold these on here like this. But I put a magnet in there. There we go. Look at that. Let me see. See if I can turn it around without it going all over the place. Switch cameras. And that is how those are going to sit on there. At least that's what I think how they're going to sit on there. They might go up a little bit higher. But somehow this bracket and this bracket are going to hold them in place. So once I get to that point, I will figure out a way to make sure that this stays in place. You can see all I did was I super glued a magnet in here. Did the same, put a magnet in there, a rare earth magnet, neodymium, however you want to call it. And I'll do something to where this will stay on here like this. I know that some people have done brackets for them. It actually stays pretty well for the most part. I could glue it here, but I want to be able to take it off. And I don't remember. It shouldn't go like this, I don't think. Maybe like, no. And, it's pretty much stock. It doesn't have the ribbon cable that some people have done, but to me, it's good enough. So that is it for this video. Hope you're enjoying it. If you are, like and subscribe. Come on over to Hobby Time Modelers on Facebook, YouTube, and Discord. See what we're doing. On Friday evenings, we do a live stream sometimes on Sunday afternoon. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Have a great day. Have a great day tomorrow. And I will see you on the next video.